So when you're accused of committing a crime, you usually don't give your thoughts on people who have committed the same crime. You can, but no one wants to hear how you would have murdered that lady any differently. Oh, you see, where he used a gun, I would have just had sex with her. But if you weren't aware, DJ Alcoholic has been accused of taking advantage of a woman without her consent, aka rape. 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 Let me say it. I went over this in a previous video, and even went over a video of him explaining what happened, where he told us that he was mad that the girl he brought over would rather have sex with two guys at the same time than be crushed under the weight of a small car. So allegedly, he took things into his own hands. I'm not saying he's guilty, but limiting the comments on your post says something, does it not? Like, if I was accused of a crime as heinous as his, and I knew I was innocent like he's making himself out to be, then fuck it, flood my comments. Like, someone saw my Vitaly video, got mad, and went to one of my old Instagram posts and started replying to comments. And I know, that was just one person. Imagine if it was thousands. You're gonna tell me 1,000 people are gonna see my shit? Make sure you go down to the infamous Bam Margera picture. You feel me? But Akademiks isn't like me. He's scared because being fat and guilty of sexual assault would have people coming up with insults he couldn't even imagine. You think they're gonna stop at fat? That's just the tip of the iceberg, buddy. So of course he's not going to talk about his case unless he can get the whole thing out without anyone interrupting, being like, wait a second. That's not how I remember things, and I'm the girl you did it to. Now, if someone else had a similar case, he'd be right there to post about it, giving everyone the details. He'd let people know about how your fucking dog felt about everything. But don't you dare bring up his name. Don't you dare put his words in your mouth. Don't you dare put his name in your mouth. But the reason I bring all this up is because yesterday I saw this clip on Twitter of Akademiks during his podcast, where this person replied to it with, "The podcast mic is officially worse than the crack epidemic." And I'm like, good God, black people, do not play about the crack epidemic. This has to be serious. And then I listened to it, and it's DJ Cholesterol over here talking about how this is what Diddy needs to do to get out of all of this. But the way it is brought up is even more outrageous. I'm going to put up 4 options, and you tell me which one would make the most sense to segue into how Diddy should rebuild his reputation. Is it his ex-wife Cassie, Caitlyn Jenner, Justin Bieber, or Meek Mill? If you pick Meek Mill, you were wrong.
With all your experiences, right, and you know, we've watched Caitlyn also live a very interesting life.
Yeah, her shit is...
She got crazy. You know, drafted the NBA.
Word. And she used to be a boy.
Yeah, no, I know.
Well, I mean, and, you know, she's the first person in the Wheeze box, flying helicopters and planes.
Calf on record.
Did she get the joint cut off or no?
A-list celebrities.
She got a joint cut off?
Now, to go from asking if Caitlyn Jenner got her fucking nuts removed to any other subject but trans people is something only Akademiks thinks he can pull off. Also, I like how he needed to know for sure if she went full-on lady. Like, did he get it? Did she get that thing removed? She get it sliced off? Because the girl I'm trying to get was being a little weird, you know what I mean? Yeah, no, apparently you have to ask to do stuff now. What?
I'm not sure. This is no disrespect for Caitlyn, but I think so. I'm not putting shit out there.
I thought it was like tucking it type shit. Gotta do the tuckster. Like, come on. Like, in case.
Tuckster, was that a dance?
Every girl that has seen Akademiks naked has asked that same question. You doing the tuckster? You doing the little tucky little freak? Meanwhile, his stomach's just hanging over everything. If you can sit down naked without anything being censored because your stomach is already doing that, then you might want to think 3 times before you start talking about other people's bodies. But believe it or not, the homie Ripley told me that this is where the conversation goes from trans tucking to, I have a foolproof plan to get Diddy off scot-free. And they're like, oh my God, he was with a guy named Scott, and he's like, have you ever never heard of the phrase be let off scot-free? And they're like, Diddy's real name is Scot-Free.
By the way, she was ahead of her time. Right
sure,
now,
yeah.
like, yo, if you're not trying to get canceled, it's the only way to be. I think Diddy got to do that.
What?
I said there's 3 ways Diddy could get out of his situation publicly. I don't know about the feds. The feds might still get him. 1, he got to come out, tell the whole world that he been gay or been bi, or that really he always identified as a woman.
Now, it's crazy that he thought of this on Diddy's behalf. This guy stays up late nights thinking about what can he do to get Diddy out of this. gay? I don't even understand how coming out as gay would help. I feel like in Diddy's case, that would just make everything worse, because what is a gay man doing assaulting these women? Sexually at that. What is a gay man doing sexually assaulting these women? This isn't a fucking video game where the gay guy's doing a side quest. Coming out as gay now for Diddy would be like if he said he hates the gays. It's a lose-lose situation. But don't worry, because AK has a few more tips up those sleeves he calls skin.
That's one way. Second way is to say that he had mental health issues and,
he's seeking therapy.
Yeah, he's, he's been seeking therapy, this and third.
I feel like these are things he's thinking of using during his trial, but because he sees how similar his situation is to Diddy's, he's like, fuck it, here are my cheat codes, here are my little tips and tricks. You want to lower your wanted level? It's R1, R1, circle, R2, up, down, up, down, up, down, and then...
The last way is to say he apologizes, but all his actions was because he was touched as a child. Yeah, only 3 ways. And people will be like, you know what? Oh, you got fucked too? No wonder you're doing freak offs.
Yo.
No, real talk. Like,
That's
again,
crazy.
Like, we live in a land of trauma, and if people see you as a monster just enacting unwanted, unprecedented trauma without you at least leading up to I mean, obviously he's not white. Like, remember the whole thing with like Timothy McVeigh, the nigga, the white terrorist? There was like, well, let's look into his past.
Now, not only did he just come up with probably 3 of the worst options Diddy can choose from, he just compared Diddy to Timothy McVeigh, the Oklahoma City bomber. Lamar Odom doesn't even know who the frick he's talking about. He's still stuck on the first 2 things he said. And that he was touched thing might have worked for Michael Jackson, who I still consider the same as R. Kelly. I don't care what y'all say. But they're gonna look into Diddy's past like they did with Michael and aren't gonna find shit. They're gonna be interviewing people like, yeah, he was touching us. I woke up in the middle of the night and Lil Diddy had his hand on my Lil Diddy. Like, maybe coming out would have gotten him some sympathy at first, but coming out and then saying all that, first off, they're gonna wanna know who did it. And if you go straight to, oh, this person's dead already, they're still gonna wanna know who this guy is so they can look up the information and see if he was a repeat offender. And in 2024, if you're lying about someone's identity, someone who has nothing better to do than prove you wrong will find out that this person never existed. So yeah, Diddy could do all that because he has the money, but this isn't a movie, and someone down the line, no matter how much you pay them, is going to snitch on him. And trust, in the case of this lose-lose situation, it's better to lose telling the truth than to lose by being caught trying to hide the truth. For the rest of his podcast, I honestly didn't watch the rest of it, but like a few minutes after this, and he does continue talking about Diddy, and he asks Lamar, hey, have you ever been to a Diddy party? Can you get me an invite to one? If possible, if he still does them? And both Lamar Odom and the guy next to him are like, yeah, we've been to one, but we left when everyone else left. But then Lamar's like, I bet you had some parties like that, you little freak. I know how you roll.
The whole public, because of this now, believes that celebrities, when they get rich and famous, they have these weird sexual rituals. And I'm pretty sure some of them probably do.
I'm pretty sure you have some.
Who, me?
Who, me?
No. I can't.
If you can hear.
No. I keep my shit on the
deal.
No. My shit's regular. Yeah. Like, compared to what I'm hearing, my shit's regular.
No, yeah, because how he explained what happened the night his ex is suing him over, everything is totally normal at his parties. Threesomes by the pool? Hell yeah. Having sex with that same girl without her knowing? Hell yeah. That's the AK way. AK, have it your way. Literally. But from this, they somehow start talking about if you would have sex with Adam 22 and his wife. And it's like, you're right. Podcast mics are doing more damage than crack. I believe it now. I can believe that now. But if you guys want to watch the full podcast for yourself, you can find it yourself, because this is the one video I will purposely forget to leave in the description. See you guys tomorrow. Peace.